Welcome everybody to Late Night with Journalists Not Worldwide, starring Sherida Lovelace, and here's our star, Sherida.
Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Late Night TV with Royce Live and Positive Power. I am your host, Sherida Lovelace, and I'm going to tell you something. It's late at night, but I'm almost out of breath because I've been just thinking about my guest who's going to come on with a powerful topic on tonight. And I just begin to speak to God about, oh my gosh, we need this discussed in this day and age. So I'm excited about it tonight. Listen, so welcome again. Let me get back on track, because you can tell I'm super excited. I want to give a shout out to all the listeners and the viewers and all those who continue to support and watch Late Night TV. We are just having a great time, loving, highlighting the awesome things that people are doing across the globe. You hear me? Across the globe, no boundaries. So tonight I have a special guest that we are bringing on. And when I tell you that it just stirred in my spirit so much, because we see this all over the place. We see this in our schools, our neighborhoods. We see this in our churches. We see this all around. And some of us have been victims of it and may not have even known it. And so I don't want to delay our time. I want to pull out of her everything I possibly can. So family, I want you to welcome with me the beautiful Eretta Rose. She is an author. She's a wife of two, and I have to say who she's a wife to, because I think this is awesome, to an Air Force retiree. So we give a shout out to all those that served in some capacity with our armed forces. Trinith Rose, she has a host of nieces and nephews. She has a bachelor from Stillman College, a master's in elementary education from Auburn University. She is an educator for over 30 years. Isn't that a blessing? That's an absolute blessing. I'm so excited about that. So, you know, she knows what she knows, what she knows. She's also a member of the beautiful and the finest organization, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Glory be to God. So we are sisters truly at heart. So I'm excited to present to you and just share with others, Miss Eretta Rose. Welcome to Late Night TV, woman of God.
Hello, Sherida. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited. Thank you.
It is a pleasure. I'm excited to have you. Like I said, I was almost out of breath because I was just saying, God, it is about time. You know, we get someone that really is addressing some of those hidden issues or some of those issues that we kind of brush under the rug, depending on where we are at or how we operate in life. And I'm so excited to share with the people about your book that you have written that we're going to be highlighting on tonight. And so you wrote a book called No, It's Not You, You Are Great. What an awesome title. Tell us a little bit what started this process before you began to write on those pages. What hit you that made you want to say, I've got to get this book out?
Well, Sherida, I'm going to say that it took a while. I've had it in my mind, of course, with teaching almost 30 years.
Right.
And we see things in the news, and not only in the news, but then, you know, with friends and people who may call or come to me, say my child having this problem in school, what should I do? It's every day.
Right.
And, you know, I see these things, and students come to me at school, you know, sharing some things, and me, you know, acting upon, you know, making sure they're safe and they feel okay.
Yeah.
But I started the words and I stopped. I said, this needs to, you know, something has to be done, because my heart goes out to these people, these children.
Right.
And also when you mention adults, it's, you know, adults as well in the workforce. So after, you know, watching and looking at, like, in the media where young kids who are trying to be great,
right,
and probably going through certain things in their lives, and they're being picked on, and then things not turning out, the outcome where some kids are either committing suicide or
Yeah,
attempting it, and I see these young kids and I'm like, oh, wow, they're so young and we need
yeah,
them. And,
right.
I always tell my first graders at the end of the day, be great because we need you in the future. Now I'm telling them, you are history makers. With me
Yes,
teaching virtual
that's
now, I'm
right.
like,
Come
hey,
on. Yeah,
I tell them they are,
yes,
so I wanted to put that out there and let kids know that it's not you.
right,
It's not what you believe in. No matter
right.
what anybody says, you are great.
Right. That's awesome. I love that. In your book, the content of your book, is it more just inspiring material for young people to read, or how was the book developed internally between those pages?
Well, it was inspired for young children to read, but then
Hmm.
as time went on, I'm like, hey, when a platform as great as this one, letting people know that bullying is never okay at any
Right.
time in any age group, but it was
Wow.
definitely um, geared towards young kids with, seeing things, especially like recently between the past 4 or 5 years,
Right.
with some things. And I know, like here in my city, watching things that happen where kids are, not feeling so great because they're being bullied. And that's what inspired me the most, because I wanted to let them know that, you're not alone.
Right.
Speak up, say something. That's the important thing.
Yeah, speak up and say something. I love that. Now, let me back up a little bit. As a young child growing up through your life, have you had these personal experiences yourself, or anything that you can look back on your life and say, you know what? I think I've gone through that before and didn't know it because the times were
Right.
different, you know? How was that for you growing up?
Yeah, that's definitely, I've experienced some. And I think,
Mhm.
when I was a kid, bullying wasn't like the big talk, but you knew
Right.
you were being teased. And honestly, Sherida, being called four eyes when I was a kid is nothing compared to what these kids are going through today.
Right, right.
So, just things of like liking to read. Some kids pick on the ones that bully.
Hmm.
I feel like they may have issues as well. If you are
Right,
bullying someone, maybe they have some issues that need to be discussed.
right.
So, as a kid, loving to read, I've been like teased for reading a lot and doing
Yeah,
things. But, you grow out of that, but you remember those things. And so, we
right.
just want these little ones to know it's okay to be different.
That's
It's
right.
so it's okay to
Mhm.
be great in school and make good
Yes,
grades no matter what. Don't let anyone kill your dream
that's
or
right.
to downplay your dream.
Right.
So, yes, that's definitely yes.
Yeah.
Had some minor experiences, in school, but it just seemed like it's very a little bit not as good these days.
Yeah, it has really, I can say, just even from my own experience, being an older woman now, it has been different from the generations that we grew up to now. It's really intensified. And those of you that are listening and watching tonight, or if you're catching the replay of late night TV, I'm hoping that you're taking a minute just to think about if there's somebody or a child around you that you can identify. And I want to talk about that identifiers of being bullied and how you can be of help to them. But I also want those of you that are listening and watching tonight to identify things that you may have said, you know what, I went through that when I was little, but think about what the
Mhm.
blessing is about what you're doing today. I remember being bullied about my feet just for no reason. I had sandals on. I was going to
Mm.
vacation Bible school. I was a kid. And every time I got on the church van, this guy just wanted to point at my feet. You got sandals on, your feet are showing, blah, blah, blah. But little did this little boy know that God used my feet to become a dancer. And I've danced in the territories of
Mm.
Israel, Ghana, West Africa, and I've been able to travel internationally to bring forth the gospel. And so it's so funny how God will allow us to go through those things. And you're being called four-eyed
Right.
here and there, but here you are writing books and blessing people, became an educator, dual degree holder, living your life to the fullest. And so It's so awesome to know that we have the opportunity to say, we can get through this. Woman or girl or boy or man, God is still good. He's still moving in your life. And I've been through that,
Yes.
but it's not you. Just like your title says, no, it's not you. You are great.
Right.
Even speaking that. And I love that about that. Now, are there things that you see are identifiers of those that are being bullied, possibly as an educator? What are some of the indicators?
Well, some things to look for may be a child, let's say class being dismissed, they either may want to leave before everyone else
Wow.
does,
Yeah.
or may want to linger back. So either or linger back or really withdrawn,
Right.
and just feeling isolated. So those are some things. And clothes, you want to look at their clothes. Because there are so many, there are types of bullying, where is it cyberbullying, physical,
Right.
where they may be hit or, by these bullies in some physical form, or verbal, social, because
Right.
their relationship with others and their peers could be damaged. So if they're
Right.
doing things in front of people, that can embarrass them, and they feel embarrassed and withdrawn, and kind of, and then not wanting to come to school. And in my
Yeah.
book,
Oh, yeah.
the character in my book, Jonathan, one of his things was, why do I have to go to this school? I don't even want to go to school. And you don't want any child not feel that way. You
Yeah.
want them to feel safe and secure and be great, because we need them, because you don't know what you're, what they may become in the future.
Right.
And that's important. So that's the main thing, not wanting to go to school,
Yeah.
or skipping school, lingering behind in class, or trying to leave class before these bullies and others are out in the hall. So it's just so many things, and just feel looking scared and, full of fear most of the time.
Right, right. Yeah, and I think that's
Mhm.
important for us to know because not only being an educator, seeing that in the school, there might be someone at the store and noticing a child and their response in a group of kids or with parents or walking around. I think it's a season where we just have to be more aware of what's going
Right,
on with our kids because there's so much happening in this time of life. We have to be
right.
more aware. Have you noticed this happening among certain socioeconomic statuses, like their backgrounds might be a little less than others, and they're bullied because of maybe where they live, where they come from, maybe the color of their skin. Have you noticed any trend in that, or just all types of kids, black, white,
Well,
across the board?
I'm going to tell you, there are some characteristics for bullying. It could be because of a person's gender, like you said.
Mm,
It could be their age, religion, nationality, their race, or
right.
their mental, physical, or social disability.
Mm,
Unfortunate. Those are some characteristic, and you just have to be careful with that, because,
yeah,
like I say, bullying is never okay,
right.
and the person that's being bullied is hurting. And there are times too, they may not always not say anything, because sometimes the victim may feel like, I don't want to tell. And that's not the case.
Right.
Or whether they are a child or an adult, because they may feel like they think a snitch or a
Mm-hmm.
tattletale,
Mm-hmm.
or they feel like, I want to be a part. Maybe if I don't say anything, they will eventually let me be a part of them.
Right.
And then, yet instead, it still goes on. But there are also some that speaks up for themselves.
Right.
So when a person, whether it's a child or a young adult or adult, say something, some will admit that
Mm-hmm.
they are being bullied, and that's great.
Wow.
That's very that shows a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
So if they
Courage.
admit and they go to someone, that means they're asking for help.
Right.
They're asking
Right.
for help.
And that
Mhm.
takes courage, that takes courage.
Yes,
Yeah, to
courage.
stand out because they don't know if there's going to be any repercussions to that, any retaliation. Do I have to endure this again because I'm telling somebody? And I think that might be a reason why many of them don't speak up about it, because of fear
Right.
and not sure what the outcome is. And I'm sure you being an educator, you see that all the time, and as you were talking, it makes me think about the fact that mental health is such a big deal in our nation, especially now. When you think about a child being bullied, I mean, I would say, and would you agree, that can connect to their mental health um, level at this point, but down the line,
Absolutely.
as they get older, there are people, adults, that are acting out in certain ways, not realizing it's probably because of that root cause back when you were younger. So mentally, it has impacted their life. It's been difficult for them to hold a relationship with anybody or feel accepted, etc. What are your thoughts about that? How mental health has played a role and connected in this whole I'm going to call it a pandemic of bullying because it happens every day. What are your thoughts
Right.
about that in terms of the mental health connection?
Well, in a situation with the mental health issue, I feel like I think it's all of our responsibility,
Mm,
as um, a person or even a person in authority, and you see something is going on and
right.
it's not right. There are some um, avenues in place to help, even like
Mm,
in the schools, the counselor. If
okay.
those things are addressed immediately, and like you
Uh-huh.
say, it's like you want to stop before it gets worse and this child grows into an adult still having some problems. And I think, it's our, to have the person get some help. That's the
Yeah.
main thing, because we don't want it to affect that person live or others, and
Right.
not knowing the situation. Because like I said, the ones that are bullying, they may have some issues that's going on that's causing them to do that.
Right.
So that mental health is important, and it has to be, if we can catch it and get
Right.
some help, especially if someone is being victimized by being bullied.
Right.
That's a, mhm.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that about getting help because I want the viewers and listeners to know that no matter, for your child or for yourself, getting help, seeking therapy, we shy away from those words. But I tell you, it is so key right now. I give so much props to the men and women that are on platforms of statuses, I'll just say celebrities that speak out and say, you know what, I just get therapy to keep me in check. I just get counseling just to keep my mind right. Whether they go for other reasons or not, they've been bold enough to say, I do get therapy. I just get it so I can stay focused, not allow things from my past to influence my future in a negative way. We can't be scared to say, yeah, you know what, I get therapy sometimes, or, it's not so much of that you're so sick or something, but sometimes even just a little bit, you may find some things that are still lingering in your life that need to come out. And it's through that counseling, seeking help, and that therapy. And I think sometimes when children see their parents connected with them in this process, they may feel more safe and secure about going forth with getting help. So that brings me to think about, how are the parents? Have you seen the help from the parents and the support of parents when this has taken place through the children that you've been connected to?
Oh yes, I have. And
Mm,
with, as throughout the years becoming where parents may reach out to me, from the past, via email or just
mm,
in passing on the street, and
right.
sharing some things and say, their concerns about bullying. And
Right.
it has not been a lot, but it's
That's okay.
enough, that is enough to know that,
Mm,
it goes on. And so, yes, there are a lot of parents who are concerned, and they want their children to be safe, and they want them to be in an environment where it is conducive to learning. and that's important. And so,
Right.
too, Sherida, back, with the pandemic, and I know a lot of kids are, it's a lot of up and down with some places or face to face virtual.
Yeah.
And, and each place is different.
Right.
And with the pandemic, and, a lot of the kids, and I know adults as well, are
Yeah.
missing the social part of
Yeah.
being in school, just with their peers, learning and engaging in activities. And we know cyberbullying is major as well. So, when
Wow.
we talk about that, mental ability and some of
Yeah.
the kids, especially young teenagers, they want to be a part of something.
Right.
So when it affects, seeing these things being done through via internet, and they see these things, we
Right.
kids, that's where the parents, getting this out on this platform, letting people know that bullying is still an issue, and it
Right.
needs to be addressed if it comes up, whether the person says something or not. And if you see it's something, do something.
Right.
Not saying anything is just as worse.
Right. I'm glad you said that. The fact that during this time and season, the pandemic, don't forget about bullying. It's still an issue. And it makes me
Right.
think that there are so many things that we have probably lost sight of because we're so into like what's going on with the government, what's going on with this and that. We're watching the media. But I'm so glad that you said that and encouraged us and those of you that are parents out there to still stay attentive to what's going on in your household with your child, their behavior, any changes that you've seen. And I'm glad that there are tools out there when we talk about cyberbullying, because as you said, that's a really big issue as well. There are tools out there. And of course, I'm not the expert or the master of it, but they're out there that will allow parents to have control or see what their child is looking at. And I think that how much access we give our children as parents is key as well. And I'm hoping that parents would take advantage of that. If there's something that you would want a parent to know that has a child now, whether they've been bullied or to not go through bullying, what are some of the things you would tell the parents, about that? What are some encouraging thoughts for them or directives that you could think about that you could share with them with kids that either are or could face bullying?
Well, I would say, well, with parents, have conversations,
That's it.
and I know
That's it.
everybody, life happens, and we know,
Yeah.
people are working, kids are learning and still, yearning for that socialization. But
Yeah.
my main thing is having conversations
I love it.
and not take for granted that
Mm.
what's going on. And it could be the case that some of the things that are going on, but some good conversation, um, making sure that your child is comfortable and they feel like relaxed and comfortable talking about what's going on. So, and then just not be receptive of the conversation. Make it a two-way, not just always a one-way.
I
So
love it.
that's the most important thing, is
Right.
having conversation is the key.
Yeah, excuse me. I love that. I love in terms of you saying the conversation being a two-way, not a one-way, because we have to have that listening ear. I love that. There's a quote that I've read that is something that you really hold dear to, and it may still be a good "I hold dear to" quote, or you may have a new one in this season. But it's a negative mind will never give you a positive life. A
Right.
negative mind will never give you a positive life. I love that. Just elaborate just for a few moments on that quote because it's the truth, you know?
That's right. We all, life happens, and it's all about whether you dealt something good or bad at the moment.
Right.
And to me, I think we learn from our mistakes,
Right.
or we learn from things that don't exactly go the way we thought that they would.
Yeah.
And those things can make you strong because it can make, have you to think of or plan other avenues or goals
Right.
from what you learn. So, thinking that, okay, I failed this time, I'm not going to be able to get through this. You have to know that you can fall, you get back up, stand up, brush the dirt off and keep going and learn from those things. Learn from those, whether it's ups or downs, because we can learn from either or. So whenever you experience something that don't quite go your way and you feel
Right.
like I can't do this anymore, or I'm done, or I can just pick up, keep going, and think of another way that you
Right.
can get through this, and just yes. So always thinking negative. And I know we are human.
Yeah.
God knows we're human, and we're human.
We got those
And so
moments.
it's
Yeah.
just right. So it's just a matter of how we handle those situations. That is the important thing. It's the way you handle any situation.
That's
Because you
it.
never know, it could be something that when you get through it, then you have a testimony for someone else who needs the
Right.
experience that you went through.
That's it. Oh, that's it. I love it. How you handle it, how we respond to it, so that we don't internalize those things. Those things, negative things can make us sick. They can make our
Yes,
children sick.
absolutely.
So
Right.
I love that. So family, those of you that are watching tonight or catch the replay, you remember this quote from Miss Eretta: "A negative mind will never give you a positive life." I love it. I love it. The title of
Right.
her book, "No, It's Not You. You Are Great." Let us know, how do we get this awesome book? And I want to encourage those that are listening tonight, grab copies of this book. Give them as
Yeah.
gifts to children, to teenagers. Read it for yourself. The Word of God talks about how we come to Him as children, as babes, and sometimes we just need that moment to say, you know what, I just want to know, I just want to submit myself under God and let Him speak into me to strengthen me back up. Maybe read that book and be reminded that you're great. I just think any positive word that is edifying, you can read it as a teenager or as an adult. I just believe that if it's positive and it's edifying, we can all get something from it and feel strengthened. So I'm excited just for everyone to grab hold of this book. So Ms. Eretta, tell us how we can get this book to our friends, our families, and our loved ones.
All right, Miss Sherida, my book, No, It's Not You. You Are Great. And it is a beautiful story about finding your voice. And my book can be found on a major digital platform, or you can just Google my name, Eretta Adams Rose.
Okay, perfect. So family, again, get the book. Let's support this move. We want to continue to make sure that not only our young people are encouraged, but they're inspired to know who they are and that they feel it on the inside. And that's through reading, and that's through even us telling them how great they are. And I also feel, despite whatever circumstances the child goes through, we still have to some way get in that edification in their spirit so that they have enough strength to keep going in the midst of all that's going on. Mr. Eretta, what would be a final word or nugget you would want to share with the listeners and viewers tonight as it pertains to either your book, being inspired by your mom, just something we can take hold of as we continue this journey called life?
Okay, well, I just want to say that, my mom is a strong woman. Um, and with her and my dad being raised up with my siblings, and 7 of us and all, and they instilled in us to be self-sufficient and to be great, and we appreciate them. And I want you to know that bullying is never okay. Speak to someone, say something to someone. You are not alone.
I love it. Family, you hear that? You are not alone. Make sure you get Miss Eretta's book. Let's support her in this endeavor. And let's continue to keep the children across America in our prayers and in our thoughts. Listen, thank you, Miss Eretta Rose, for coming on the late night show on tonight. We appreciate your words of wisdom. We're taking it all in, and we wish you the best of luck with that publication. And I just feel that there'll be another one coming at some point soon. So we will wait and see and check back up on you.
Well, thank you all for having me. Thank you so much, so much. I appreciate it.
You're more than welcome. Family, that's all the time we have. Stand by for more of Late Night with Jerry Royce Live and MVP Jams. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Thank you, Sherida Lovelace. I hope everybody enjoyed that interview, because I sure did. But right now, it's time for us to throw down on MVP Jams. That's right, this is Music Video Profile. This is where we profile all the independent gospel and Christian hip-hop artists from around the country, from around the world, right here. So sit back and enjoy yourself, because I know you're going to have a great time. I know you're going to feel the power. I know you're going to feel the Holy Ghost right here, right now. You're going to feel it. Feel the power. I'm Jerry was Live Worldwide, aka the Batman of Charm City. MVP Jams.
Come on, take it up in the air. Created on the phone.
Listen, there was
No,
people screaming
but
at home.
at the end of the day,
I
and
need
the
a
climate that we live in today's
I said
society,
I was sorry.
I understand it, but it's above me now.
On a daily, people try me. It's getting harder and harder to turn the other cheek. You say give mercy and grace and to be more like you, but it's easier to say than do. To push every button that they know to push. It shouldn't be this hard to keep choosing good. Why do the best type of people have to take the most crap? But I rise above foolishness, I rise above talking slick, I rise above ignorance, and it's all above me now. Above me now. It's above me now. It's all above me now. Above me now. Who can imagine the difference it will make if people minded their business, the business that kept them paid? My skin ain't a reason to try to play me. At the end of the day, you ain't no better than me. Racists and liars and thieves are all the same. Just praying my choice to choose good and in vain. And in vain. But I rise above foolishness, I rise above talking slick, I rise above ignorance, and it's all above me now. Above me now. It's all above me now. Above me now. Every day you're trying to be more like you, but my tests seem like they're getting harder to get through. You say you won't give me more than I can bear, but sometimes in life it just seems so unfair. So unfair. So unfair. But I rise above foolishness, I rise above talking slick, I rise above ignorance, and it's all above me now. Above me now. It's all above me now. Above me now. Now it's all above me now. Above me now. Now it's all above me now.
I'm telling you about this man who loves me. When I was down, he came and picked me up. From the dust, from the ashes, it washed me. Made me white, made me clear to face him. I'm telling you about the victor who won for me, who won for me. From nothing to everything, from nowhere to someone, from no one to someone, from no place to the top. I've got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side. Yeah, Jesus got my back, and I ain't gonna fool. I've got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side. Yeah, Jesus got my back, and I ain't gonna fool. I've got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side. Yeah, Jesus got my back. Ain't gonna fold. I've got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side. Jesus got my back. Ain't gonna fold. Yeah. Sometimes the devil is whispering in my ear, telling me it's all over, telling me I can move out, but I tell him who you think you're talking to is wrong. The old version of me is gone. It is dead. He was crucified with Christ. It's not me living, but it's Christ living in me. Jesus on my side, got Jesus on my side, and Jesus got my back. I ain't gonna fool. I got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side, and Jesus got my back. I ain't gonna fool. Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side, and Jesus got my back. I ain't gonna fool. I got Jesus on my side, Jesus on my side, Jesus got my back. I ain't gonna fool. Yeah.
into your miracle. Step into your miracle. Step into your miracle.
I like that.
Step into your miracle. Step into your miracle. Step into your miracle. Step into your miracle. Step into your miracle.
I like that.
Step into your miracle. Step into your I'm unqualified.
In the eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified.
The eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified. I'm unqualified and the eyes of men don't measure up. It don't matter though, cause in God I put my trust. Spent most of my life looking for men's acceptance. Many years later, still feeling the sting from their rejection. It led to depression, many years of stressing. Years of looking down, time to look up, I changed directions. I've been counted out, God still loves me. Men kept me captive, Jesus set me free. Jesus set me free. No more chains on me. I've been redeemed, completely forgiven by the King of Kings. All my sins forgotten, tossed into the sea. No record of tally from the west to the east, but you refuse to see. Now who I used to be, God made me a new creature, gave me a new identity. I'm unqualified.
In the eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified.
The eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified. I'm unqualified and the eyes of men don't measure up. It don't matter though, cause in due time God will lift me up. Got your nose turned up, looking down on me. Insignificant, yeah, that's what they see.
Yeah, I know, that's what they see.
But in due time, you will clearly see it was never set back or set up for God's glory. That's no respecter of person, but I'm in Jeremiah 29. Declares my end. Ain't got nothing to lose. Don't sleep on me, man. Ain't got nothing to prove. No hell to put me in. Constantly thrown for a loop. People constantly hating. Hostile environment. Real life assassination. Feel like a fish out of water. Feeling like an outcast on an island by myself. A prisoner of my past. I'm unqualified.
In the eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified.
The eyes of men, I don't measure up. A child that God, but you treat me like I ain't good enough.
I'm unqualified.
I'm all in and you can't call my bluff. You don't even think I'm worth it, but my father
I'm
does.
unqualified. I'm unqualified and the eyes of men don't measure up. It don't matter though, cause if I got enough. That's been very tough. Too many setbacks, they trying to disqualify me.
Look at me, really look at me. You don't know me, yet you judge me. You look at the color of my skin and assume all the wrong things. You would rather listen to the noise. You call me names without any proof of your claims. This says more about you than it says anything about me. You fan the flames of hate, hoping I'd bow down and assume my fate. Your words are hollow. I refuse to be afraid of my own shadow. Let me tell you who I am. I am a black woman, born free. And you can't take that away from me. I won't be told what and who I am supposed to be. I won't give in to your fears, nor will I give you any of my tears. I am truth. I am everything that I'm meant to be.
What's up, fam? What's up, fam? It's me, Sherida Lovelace, Worldwide, aka the Batman Charm City. I hope you guys enjoy that sequence of videos on MVP Jams. That's right, this is where we profile the videos, but we'd like to know your opinion and comment. So please hit us up on Facebook, or you can email me at SheridaLovelace@gmail.com, or again, you can hit me with Sherida Lovelace on Facebook and Instagram. Take care, everybody. We hope to see you back next week with more Christian hip-hop videos and gospel. Take care, everybody.